Austin 316 says I just whipped your...
Stone Cold!
You sit there and call yourself the gorilla, yet you hee-haw out here like a jackass. What? I said shut up. You can kiss my ass.
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya.
What? And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Welcome back to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, where we are breaking down the career of the man, Stone Cold, each and every week here, Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. And we are now into January of 2001. This is episode 72, ready to rumble as we're building up to the Royal Rumble of 2001. I'm Mike Prue, along with JV as always. JV, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Things are opening up around here.
Yes, we are in Massachusetts, and Phase 1 has begun. So
Country's opening up. Hopefully, a lot of wrestling current day can start to get back to normal.
yeah, it seems like we're on the path where things will start to be kind of normal, heading throughout the summer. So that's hopeful. Some places though, like my kind of work, for instance, being in a school, I don't think it's gonna happen on time. I really doubt they're gonna allow for 1,000 kids to go into a building at one time. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
But on the bright side, I was told I don't have to. I'll be working from home until Labor Day.
you gotta work until Labor Day.
I'll be working from home until Labor Day, at least Labor Day.
Oh,
So I don't have to show up in Boston, Andover, nothing. None of the offices. Pretty pumped.
well, at least you don't usually have to go there anyway. So
Nah, I don't. But
Is that
like once a week. But
right.
now I don't even have to stress over that shit yet.
Yeah, your car might be like, "What the fuck you trying to do to me? Driving this far to go to work?"
Yeah.
When you finally have to drive it again.
Yeah, brand new. Well, brand new, but I bought a new car and it's great.
Right.
I bought it in February, early March actually.
Yeah, so
Early
right
March.
before this all started.
And I've paid for gas twice.
Yeah, I've probably paid gas maybe 2 or 3 times. I'm the designated person to leave the house and get things.
Yeah.
So I do tell my wife, drive your car a little bit. Like, turn it on and do something with it. It
Yeah,
could just be
absolutely.
sitting there for 2 months.
I'll go on like a short joyride
Yeah.
down to the boat ramp or something and back.
Yeah. And I try to find ways to get out of the house because it can be fucking crazy
Oh, yeah.
sometimes, Just, yeah. So many of you listeners out there, you understand that. Just want to get the fuck away from everybody. So yeah, things are getting better, it seems. So that's great. And we are into a new year here on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast 2001. And it's a big Stone Cold Steve Austin year. There's going to be some changes with this character. And we are heading to a very good Royal Rumble 2001. At least in my opinion, it is. And we'll talk more about the actual Rumble next week, but we are on the build to it during this episode. So we'll get into that in just a minute, but before we get to that, you can follow us on Twitter at BottomLineCast. You can follow me, MPRU83, MPRU83, and you can follow JV at John Van Damage. And before we started today, I was on a little rant with JV about Twitter and about how people are just fucking assholes and trolls, and that's nothing new. Most people know that, and that's how it's been since the internet started. Since people could hide behind a keyboard and say whatever they want and call people stupid for their comments. But, when we're in a community, and this is my gripe, when you're in a community where you share the same, you have the same likes, you like wrestling, or you like whatever movie it is, you join a group because you thought you were going to be part of a community that shares the same interest. And then what you see so often is people just trying to one-up each other and act like they fucking know everything all the time. So, that is just annoying me, especially being inside, and like that is one of the only outlets is to look online because we can't talk to people in person anymore. So that was one thing that's been my fucking gripe this week, is that people are just shitty, and I try to be not a shitty person online and not try to one-up people. And if you listen to the show, JV and I have a wealth of knowledge about wrestling, but we're not out there trying to put people down and shit on people about, oh, you didn't know Austin did this, or blah, 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 where, you see it, and if you have a comment to help somebody know something, there's a certain way to go about it. You don't say, oh, that's fucking stupid, how come you didn't know that? Oh, that's been established for so long, how did you not know that? It's people trying to put themselves over online is what's happening.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, I'm great. It's like, yeah, fuck, man.
How'd you not know that?
Yeah.
Because I never heard it before.
Right. How about you just tell me and I can say thank you and we could be cordial. And that's how.
I'm like, how do I tie my shoes?
Right. It's not like I'm asking, oh, what's the 2 times 4? I thought it was 5. Then argue about it with you. But if I or anybody just has an opinion about something and you know an answer to it, share the answer. That's it. Fuck. Anyway, sorry, but this is my fucking rant for today because it's annoying me, because it's happening often, and it pisses me off when it happens to me because I'm always so fucking cordial and I don't swear at people online or call people idiots and say stupid and shit like that. So when someone comes at me like that, it's like, fuck off, buddy. But I still don't even say fuck off because you can't stoop down to that level. But I did call somebody buddy. And buddy basically means fuck off.
Yeah, it does.
Or pal. Hey, pal. Hey, buddy. That means fuck you, is what I'm saying. All right. So anyway. Hey, who knows? That person that tried to one-up me about the fucking Ultimate Warrior on the OVP podcast Twitter today. This was on Tuesday. If y'all listening, fuck you, buddy. But I won't tweet it. I'll say it here. Alright, so anyway, we also have a YouTube channel that you can check out and be the 14th subscriber. And we are getting more views, but we're not getting those subscribers, so please subscribe and share with your friends. YouTube channel, Bottom Line Cast. And last week, we did a special episode with Jay Free. Jay Free, our boy from Free Your Geek. And he hosted the top 5 of 1999 and 2000. So that was a fun time, of course. Always just kind of shooting the shit and talking about what happened in 1999 and 2000 with Stone Cold. Then prior to that, 2 weeks ago, we did episode 71. And that was Daddy's Little Girl. And this week is a follow-up to that. And that'll bring us right into our opening here. We're going to start with Raw 397, January 8th, 2001. This was live. The first live show of 2001 from San Jose, California. And they're going to open up with a recap package. So this will also help us recap what we talked about 2 weeks ago. So Raw opens with this package and talks about what happened on SmackDown the following the previous Thursday. So Austin is hunting down Stephanie like he's Michael Myers, and he's all pissed off for her accosting him his match against Regal to become the number 1 contender. So if he beat Regal, he was going to be number 1 contender, but he got screwed, so he's pissed and chasing Stephanie. So Vince gives Austin another chance. He says that he can be part of a triple threat match as long as he doesn't harm Stephanie, and that match will be Rikishi and Kane. So Austin wins that match. Vince McMahon is actually the referee, and we thought that Vince was going to screw him, but Vince makes the 3 count, and he walks backstage holding up the 3 fingers like, yeah, I gave you the 3 count. I'm not a liar anymore. You can trust me now. And that may lead to some implications in the next couple of months as we continue on in the story. So keep that in your memory bank that Vince helped Austin get this shot here to be in the Royal Rumble. So Austin gets his title shot against Kurt Angle, and that's what we're going to build to here. So he gets this shot against Angle, and then that leads to him getting a shot at the Royal Rumble. All right, so let's start off first with a promo. Mr. McMahon is going to come down to the ring, and Vince tells the audience they should respect his authority. Vince talks about how The Rock doesn't respect authority because he beat up a series of referees in a match against Kurt Angle on SmackDown the previous Thursday. And he says that The Rock will face both Kane and Rikishi in a handicap match because he needs to learn respect. But The Rock will also be joined in this match. All right, so he wanted to try to prove a point. All right, you're going to be in this match with them. It'll be like a handicap match, but, I'll give you a little bit of help. You're going to be joined with 2 referees as your partners. 2 referees. So there's going to be a series of referees that have to be choose from. And what a way to go there. You use 2 referees to put both groups in place, I guess. The referees need to learn respect, and so does The Rock.
Which is like a rehash of a storyline that we had with 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
Where the refs were on strike.
That's right. Well, yeah, not even... Actually, yeah, just last year.
Was it just last year?
Yep. But yeah, the refs were on strike.
2000?
Well, we zoomed through 2000, so it could have been in 99. So yeah, maybe... Yeah, maybe it was...
I think it was 99.
Yeah. All right, so Vince turns his attention to Stone Cold at this point.
You didn't know that? How'd you not know that?
Yeah. What the fuck? You talked about it. You should know when it was.
I did not know that.
The fuck? Because you should just know that. Ugh. I hate that because... let me just hop right back on that real quick. If someone puts out a question online, any jerk-off can go Google search it and then come back with a correct answer and act like they fucking knew it their whole lives. So, fuck off if you do that too. You're just a jerk-off. So go fuck yourself if you're trying to prove people wrong like a dickhead. And if you do think like that, you are a dickhead. So just accept it. Don't be mad at us. Don't stop listening to us. Keep listening to us. But just know, you're a fucking dickhead if you do that. And the thing you should do is not do that anymore. Because that's being a dickhead. But if that rocks your jollies, go ahead. Be a dickhead. But still listen to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And we turn our attention back to Mr. McMahon's promo. And Vince turns his attention to Stone Cold. And Vince explains that he made the 3 count because it's a new year. It's new me. New year, new me. That kind of bullshit. And my resolution is to be tough, but to be fair. And we all know it's a crock of shit. But,
yeah, we do.
But it's good to hear it because it, builds heat. So Austin's music hits at that point. He's like, yeah, right, bullshit, I'm coming out here. And Vince mentions that he's going to show leadership by example. And that's really what triggers Austin to come out. So Austin makes his way out. And we're going to take a listen to what he has to say. It's about a minute, so take a quick listen, and we'll be right back.
Leadership by example? What kind of leadership are you talking about? Hell, what kind of example are you talking about? Look in my eyes, Vince, because I don't believe you, and I don't trust you one bit.
Now, wait a minute. What?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to stick with my little deal, Vince. That's DTA. Don't trust anybody. And you know what? You say you're a changed man. Well, I'm not buying that bullshit either.
What?
Well, excuse us.
There's no saying, Vince, that a leopard can't change his spots. Well, neither can a jackass. No. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking a jackass don't have spots. I know that. But if it looks like a jackass...
Hey, wait a minute.
and it smells like a jackass,
Guess what?
then it's a damn jackass.
Well, don't make him mad.
Since you're out here sending messages, I'm gonna give you my message. It's the same message I gave Daddy's little girl. Vince, you stay out of my life, and I'll let you continue to have yours.
Wow.
And my message tonight is, I'm gonna beat Kurt Angle's Olympic ass right here in this very ring and be the World Wrestling Federation champion, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, so Austin heads right in the ring there. He grabs the mic from Mr. McMahon, and Austin questions what Vince means about showing leadership through example. Austin says his motto has always been DTA, don't trust anybody. He says, you say you're a changed man? Well, I don't believe that bullshit either. A leopard can't change their spots. Well, neither can a jackass. And that popped me, but what's even funnier is the next thing he says right after that, because you're probably thinking like, well, that didn't make any fucking sense. It was funny, but it didn't make any fucking sense. So Austin says, I know what you're thinking. A jackass doesn't have spots. I know that. But if it looks like a jackass and it smells like a jackass, it's a damn jackass.
That's like something my dad would say.
Yeah, that's classic, dad thing to say. Smells like that, if it walks like that, if it talks like that. That's what it is. It is what it is. Our football father, Bill Belichick, would say something like that.
Yeah, he would.
It is what it is. Now, Austin tells Vince to stay out of his life if he wants to keep his own life. That was like, whew, shit, that was pretty cutthroat there.
Escalated.
Yeah. Like, geez. You would just call him a jackass. Now you're saying you would kill him. Austin goes on from there to say he will kick Kurt Angle's Olympic ass for the WWF Championship. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Then that triggers Angle to come out. So Angle's going to come out and have some comments to say about what Stone Cold just said. So take a listen to that. That's a little lengthier. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know.
Because what Angle's wearing.
Wow, Austin. I'm impressed. That's a lot of great talk. Calling Mr. McMahon a jackass. Beating Kurt Angle's Olympic ass. Well, when you talk about lack of leadership and setting an example, you definitely take the cake, Mr. Austin.
I've never seen so much lack of respect for authority in my life.
Were you always a great talker, Mr. Austin? I mean, were you always a great talker, say, back in 1996? You know, back when you were having strap matches with Savio Vega? Well, I was bringing honor and glory to this rather ungrateful country of ours. See, Austin, I take great exception to the fact that you assume, just because you have your title shot tonight, that the gold is yours for the taking.
That's what he assumes. You know that's what the rattlesnake assumes.
You want to talk about something? Let's talk about hell in a cell at Armageddon. 6 of the top superstars in the World Wrestling Federation, including you, Mr. Austin, and whose hand was raised in victory in the end? It was mine, not yours. It was me.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
You people can boo all you want. I am still the WWF champion.
Tell him, Kurt.
When there was a fatal 4-way at Madison Square Garden between The Rock, Undertaker, you, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and myself, who walked away still the WWF champion? I did.
Once again, it's true. It's true.
So, Mr. Austin, when you talk about a champion, a true champion, and a man that sets an example, you're talking about me. And I'm not going to let this title go for anybody, especially somebody like you, Mr. Austin, a beer-drinking, truck-driving redneck. That can pour beer over a poor, defenseless young woman. That, Austin, doesn't impress me one bit, mister.
Rattlesnake did that.
Well, if you want something to impress you, how about that right there?
Wow.
If you want to see the man who brought honor and glory to the United States get his ass whipped tonight and lose the WWF title to Stone Cold Steve Austin, give me a hell yeah.
Well, I think it's unanimous. Austin, and wait a minute, from behind, the WWF champion from behind, now with Austin in the back of the head with a WWF title belt.
There'll be no beer drinking before this big match by Austin.
Mr. McMahon seems to be somewhat upset.
All right, so when Angle comes out, I like this from Angle right at the beginning. He says he's impressed. That's a lot of great talking, he says.
This is great. This is good shit. Because, it's a callback to our
Beginning.
Of our earlier episodes,
Yeah.
Our beginning.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. But just Angle in general, I feel like I say it almost every episode that has some kind of spotlight, is that he's just so good so early. And here he is again. Just calling Austin out. I was like, yeah, that's some great talking. That's kind of like, seems like behind the scenes too. Like, that's what wrestling fans say about someone cutting a promo. Oh, he's a good talker. Yeah, that's some good talking. So it almost seems like he's just bringing that up. Like, yeah, you're a great talker. On the mic. But I'm a wrestler. And he even calls out Austin for saying, oh, you said you're going to beat my Olympic ass. So he's truly listening backstage before he goes out there. I mean, who knows how scripted it is at this point, which I feel like it's probably not so scripted at this point to that extent. That, it seems like Austin would say something like Olympic ass off the cuff. And because Kurt Angle is actually paying attention to the promo backstage, he was able to take that and use it. That's just what I think. So Angle says Austin takes the cake when it comes to setting a poor example as a leader. And then and this is the great part, which JV was just kind of alluding to, bringing us back to the opening episodes of this show. Angle says, you were a great talker, like back in 1996, when you were having strap matches with Savio Vega. And at that time, I was bringing honor and glory to a rather ungrateful country of ours. So, I was winning an Olympic medal, you were having strap matches with Savio Vega. So that just shows, the disrespect of Savio Vega. Which, if you go back to episode 2, JV, what's it called?
Vega Saga.
The Vega Saga. Back in episode 2, there's a new appreciation for Savio Vega that we experienced as we cover that. And I would say if anybody that's a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin goes back to that time period, they would find a new appreciation for that early period of Stone Cold. And also matches with Savio Vega. So we covered that on episode 2, so check that out also. Alright, so from there, Angle takes great exception to Austin thinking he will just beat Angle for the championship on this episode. Angle brings up that he won the Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon. Angle says he won the Fatal 4-Way match at Madison Square Garden, which was on December 5th, 2000, on a SmackDown, which we covered just recently. And Angle says he's not impressed with Austin. Austin says, well, here's something to impress you. And of course, he just pegs him off. So Austin's response is, of that style of somebody that's like, oh, you have a good point. Well, my best answer to you is fuck you. I don't care that you have a good answer. Fuck you.
So good.
So Austin talks to the crowd, and he wants a hell yeah. And, of course, they want a hell yeah. They say hell yeah. And if they want to see Austin kick Angle's ass, blah, 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 the same fucking routine. Austin's music hits. Austin calls for his beers. And then Angle attacks Austin from behind, which I thought was great because it's usually like, yeah, Austin had the one-up on him. He pegged him off. He gets to drink his beers now. Angle's like, I'm not having that. And Angle nails Austin with the WWF Championship belt. So, good shit there. And Angle leaves. He goes up the ramp. Austin kind of gets settled. Austin motions that Angle's time is up. He starts to point to his wrist. Says, your time is up. Your time is up. And Vince is also walking back with Angle at that time. And Vince is pointing to his wrist too, like, time's up, time's up. But he looks like a fucking goof doing it. Like, you just had your mouth shut for the last 5 minutes, and now you're walking back with Angle, who just attacked Austin from behind, and he's just slapping his wrist. Time's up, time's up. So that's a good start to the show to help build to this big match that's going to come up on this January 8th episode of Raw. But before that, there was this, I thought it was rather funny. JV, what do you think of this little snippet of the fans talking about who's going to win this match?
I like this shit. I like when they do this kind of stuff because this was very authentic too.
Right.
These were definitely like randomly picked at this bar. And I thought it was good.
It reminds me of before SummerSlam 92 or Royal Rumble 92, where they just asked the fan, Royal Rumble 90 rather, where they just asked the fans, who do you think's going to win? Like the British Bulldog one. British Bulldog's going to win whether he wants to or not.
I remember that.
Or like the Royal Rumble 90 says, one guy says, Axe is going to win the Royal Rumble. Axe. Demolition Axe. Axe is going to win the Royal Rumble because he's the only one to defeat Andre the Giant. It's like, they say sometimes what seems so irrational. But anyway, so we have some goofy comments. Not too goofy. Some are realistic or whatever, but take a listen to what these guys have to say, and girls have to say at the WWF New York bar about who's going to win this championship.
In WWF New York, their predictions on the Austin Anthem WWF title match tonight.
I think Stone Cold's got this one in the bag. He's going to go out there. He's going to drink a couple beers. I'm joining him over there in the corner, have a couple hot dogs, and go kick Kurt Angle's ass.
I think Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to win because he's the baddest SOB in the WWF.
Kurt Angle, because the guy's an Olympic champion, and even though Austin's as tough as he is, a guy like Angle's always got something up his sleeve,
I think Stone Cold is going to win because it's about time somebody put Kurt Angle in his place. If anybody can do it, it's the Rattlesnake.
I think that Kurt Angle's going to win tonight because I think Vince McMahon has something up his sleeve.
I think Stone Cold's going to win it because he's a lot stronger, he's a lot tougher, he's been through a lot, and nobody deserves it like he does. And that's all I got to say about that.
I feel like Kurt Angle's going to win because he always cheats every time, Somebody always interferes, and somehow it'll work out and Stone Cold will get screwed.
And, there's Mr. McMahon. Where's Mr. McMahon?
All right, so I hope you had a little chuckle there. These fans, whenever they get asked the question of who they think's going to win, the one thing,
I think.
Yeah, it's always, I think. I think. Like, how about just answer? You don't have to say I think. They just asked you, what do you think? It's like they're writing an answer to an open response question in fucking middle school. So, I think this is why, blah, 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 blah. Just say what you think. Don't say I think. So that was just one thing that stood out to me when I was listening to these, is that everybody's saying, I think. And, hey, maybe it was scripted for them. Maybe some WWF writer thought people should say, I think. I don't know. But anyway, the fan responses are pretty goofy. I I do like the one guy that does say after his comment about Austin winning is that, and that's all I got to say about that. I do appreciate that because that is an underrated Austin quote that never really got picked up on. There's no T-shirts that say. That's all I got to say about that. And obviously, we're big fans of That's All I Got to Say About That because that's what we close our show with every fucking episode. Is Forrest Gump saying that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, we picked up on it. Like, we got to add it.
Right, because he uses it all the time. Like,
yeah, yep.
It's basically his other, and that's the bottom line.
Does he have a T-shirt with that on it?
No, I don't think he does. Pretty sure he doesn't. Maybe we need to make a T-shirt. Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, no shit, huh? You're onto something.
Capitalize on that. And basically have that picture that Frank came up with for us of the bench with Stone Cold wearing Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
So Stone Cold wearing Forrest Gump clothes sitting on the bench. That's all I got to say about that. Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. If there's any good artists out there, put that together for us. And you get a free T-shirt. Or we'll just use it as a picture. Fuck, just give it to us. We might not even make it into a T-shirt, but send us another one. Because that'd be cool. Alright, so anyway. That was a funny comment. The last dude, though, he's pretty realistic right at the end. And he says, well, yeah, Stone Cold's going to lose because he always gets screwed. It's like, all right, at least there's somebody realistic that's just saying what they actually think. Yeah. Right. Smart fan. And then the other thing that I picked up when you watch this clip is that this is still, early 2001, so you're allowed to smoke cigarettes in bars in most places. And you just see people puffing on cigarettes as they walk by. And it only stands out, obviously, because it's 2020, and never mind you can't smoke. you can't go outside without a mask. So, so it's a totally different time. It's so funny, of the things that were going on that were health hazards, huge health hazards.
Massive.
That were people allowed to do. All right. So move on from there. We get to the main event match. It's the World Championship match. Kurt Angle against Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this match kicks off at 1 hour and 24 minutes and goes to the end of the show at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So Austin's going to come out, and right away Angle rolls out of the ring. Austin grabs the belt from the ref, Earl Hebner, of course, and lays it on the mat for Angle to see, basically saying, come on, this is for the title, let's go. So Angle gets in, and Austin starts to stomp on him right away as he gets in the ring. Austin smashes Angle into the turnbuckle pads, drops an elbow, hits a nice suplex. Then Austin gets Angle on the top rope. Angle's going to reverse a superplex and pushes Austin off onto the mat. And then when Angle comes back down, Austin's going to quickly counter the attempt to set up Austin in a move, and that leads to a Luthez press. And Austin only gets a 2 count after the elbow drop. So he does the punches, the elbow drop, but gets a 2 count. Austin hits a nice gut-wrench suplex, then follows that up with a vertical suplex. Angle counters with his own suplex, plus a nice Russian leg sweep at that point. So already at this point, we got solid wrestling. And it's just like the Angle-Austin match that we talked about a few weeks back, that I was very high on as being one of the best matches of Austin's 2000. So great wrestling continuing on here. So until now, Austin tosses Angle out of the ring. So we had some good wrestling going on, but now it's going to start to be a brawl. So Austin tosses Angle out of the ring, clotheslines him over the guardrail. And then we have this dude still hanging around, William Regal. Fucking William Regal's back. Regal runs down, tries to hit Austin with a pipe. And the reason why he wants to hit Austin with a pipe is what we talked about 2 weeks ago. On SmackDown, Austin drove Regal off the hood of his car, or off the hood of a car. It wasn't Austin's car. But
yeah, he held on for the ride.
right, he's holding on to the hood, and Austin just slams him into, I guess, a dumpster, you would call it. A dumpster with an open half. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it was, that's what he dumped him into. So, and then slammed his head with a pipe, too. So Regal's back for some revenge. But it's short-lived. Austin smashes Regal on the announce booth, then nails him with a steel chair. Austin clothesines Angle into the crowd. Austin is back and forth between Angle and Regal. And Earl Hebner is doing nothing about this, so that is interference. Just because Regal wasn't in the ring doesn't mean there's not interference. Unless that's a thing. Maybe it is. Maybe the guy has to get in the ring and hit Austin before it becomes interference in the match.
How'd you not know that?
Yeah, I'm a dumbass. You listeners, you guys are great because you've never called us out on any stupid shit. So we're not talking about you. Unless you are hiding your identities. I don't know. But anyway, it wasn't a follower of the show, so it's nobody out there. But yeah, it's a good little gag at this point because I was so worked up about it. But anyway, Earl Hebner, doesn't do anything about it. There's nothing that said that this is no DQ, no count out. But I guess you could go with referee discretion because it's a title match and they want to see the best person win the match. So I guess in this case, Earl would be like, oh, Austin can handle this. He'll get back. I don't want to screw him out of the title by making a DQ. So I guess I'll go with that. But Earl Hebner is just so back and forth with how he wants to help Austin. Anyway, when I was watching this at the time and taking notes, I thought, man, with all this shit happening right now, this better not lead to a DQ finish. Because there's been so many opportunities for a DQ that something else better not happen later leading to a DQ. Because that'd be fucking bullshit. So we'll see what happens. So Angle hits a few more suplexes on Austin. Austin kicks out on 2. Angle drops Austin with another suplex. It's fucking Suplex City. It's just back and forth suplexes.
Suplex City before Suplex City was a thing.
Right. And Austin's probably having a hell of a time going back and forth with the suplexes. It's like when you're a little kid, you just get tossed around. It's like, this is fun. Like you go for a little ride.
I feel like that's a little scary.
Well, when you have somebody like Kurt Angle holding you, you probably don't worry so much.
Yeah. True.
So Austin's taking a beat down at this point, but Austin begins to fight. He fights back when Angle sets up for the Olympic Slam. So he's about to be nailed with the Olympic Slam. Austin kind of fights out of it, and they both fall to the mat. Austin makes a big comeback and punches Angle to the corner, then starts to stomp a mud hole in Kurt Angle. And Austin hits his spine buster after that and drops the elbow from the second rope. Austin goes to kick Angle in the gut, rather. Angle blocks it. Angle goes for a slam, but Austin counters that, kicks Angle in the gut, goes for the stunner. Angle pushes Austin into the ropes. Angle ducks. Austin kicks him in the gut, and then hits the Stone Cold Stunner. I was like, geez, how many reversals do you have to have? It's like, we know the stunner's coming, but because Kurt Angle's the champion, they don't want it to be so simple, so it's going to have all these quick reversals, and then we finally get to it. We get the Stone Cold Stunner. Earl goes to make the cover, I thought rather slowly, and we find out why in a second, because we're still waiting for a third party to enter the scene here. So Earl's buying time for slow-ass Triple H, who's supposed to show up here. So Triple H comes back. He returns out of nowhere. He pulls Earl Hebner out of the ring, knocks him out. JR fucking loses his mind. And this is like rather ridiculous. This is JR to the extreme. Like this is no good JR.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Damn Triple H. Damn his soul. What the fuck? And it gets worse than that. So from there, Austin tosses Angle out of the ring. He wants Triple H to get back down from the ramp and get back into the ring. So he's now calling out Triple H. Triple H heads to the ring. JR's flipping out, saying Triple H is a bastard. Cost Austin the championship. And I'm thinking, how did he cost him the championship? The match is not over. The ref is just pulled out of the ring. The ref can come back in the ring. And how about somebody come down to replace Earl Hebner since he's out? Like always, like that's what always happens. There's a second ref.
The finish.
Right. So Triple H gets in the ring, and Austin is spitting out of his mouth. Like he's spewing out of his mouth like he's a bull. And they stare down each other, and then they go at it like fucking two bulls, and they fight out of the ring. Triple H nails Austin with the steel pipe that Regal had earlier. And then JR flips out. The son of a bitch hit him with a steel pipe. Hit him with a steel pipe, by God. Then Austin is busted open at this point. He begins to fight back, but is nailed 2 more times with the steel pipe. Triple H tosses Austin to the announce table. And then Triple H stands over a beat-down Stone Cold Steve Austin. JR continues to lose his mind. Damn you. Damn you. Damn you all to hell, Triple H. You son of a bitch. Austin's dream is over. Like, that's just so over the top.
It's over the top, yeah, because, A, it's not a fucking dream anymore. Like, he's
been the champion.
Yeah.
Right. He's just...
It's like overkill.
Trying to get it back. Yeah, it's fucking way over the top, man. JR, that sucked. But I guess they were just trying to make... Or he was just trying to make Triple H seem like the biggest heel in the world at that time.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's cool about this, though, this is also the debut of Triple H's new theme music, The Game. It's all about the game by Motorhead. So that's playing as Triple H stands over a bloodied Austin. And it just plays for 15, 20 seconds. So nobody knows what the fuck it is. He hasn't made an entrance to it yet. It's just playing for the first time on his return here on January 8th, 2001. So that wraps up Raw. Then we'll move on to SmackDown 72 from January 11th, 2001. And this SmackDown is coming from Oakland, California. It was taped on January 9th of 2001. We kick off with a promo from Mr. McMahon. And Mr. McMahon's going to come out there and make it clear that he had nothing to do with the return of Triple H attacking Stone Cold on Raw. And Vince says Triple H was verbally reprimanded. Vince breaks down the whole back and forth, their history between Stone Cold and Triple H, which I thought was pretty cool to kind of go over that again and hit the main points of what they've been going through, because it really has been the feud. We had the Rikishi shit come up, but it was all about Triple H, and they had their match at Survivor Series and then Armageddon. So, this feud is continuing on right into the new year, but they're going to go on separate paths, as we'll see. Where Triple H is going to head towards the championship, which that kind of annoys me because Austin got screwed in this match, but Triple H is going to become the number 1 contender. And then Austin has to go fight in the fucking Royal Rumble. Austin should have got the title match.
It plays into the heel that Vince is, though.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Nepotism that exists in WWE at this time.
Right. And it's like overt, covert rather, is that the audience knows it, but Vince is still acting like, oh no, I'm not just helping out my family.
I'm not a scumbag.
Yeah. It's a new year.
I'm a man of the people.
Right. All right, so Vince says, this could all end tonight. There's going to be a 24-hour cooling off period for Austin and Triple H. Then the crowd boos because basically they know, they're not going to fucking be here. So that kind of shits on the people right at the start of the show. Especially when you're at a live show and somebody you wanted to see is not going to be there, basically. It's like, what the hell? Of course.
That sucks.
Blows.
Especially like a headliner.
All right. So that's what they're thinking at this point. Is that, shit, no Austin. I'm sure they didn't give a fuck about Triple H not being there. Austin not to be there? Oh, what a letdown. That's fucking what's selling all the tickets. You're going to say he's not going to be there.
I bought my fucking ticket.
So Vince says because of Stone Cold's obsession with the championship, Vince will consider putting him in the Royal Rumble. That's nice. So maybe he's going to be in the Rumble. Vince announces that Triple H is now the number one contender to face Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble. He's the number one contender, not because he's my son-in-law, but because he is just that damn good. So like JV was just saying, it's nepotism. Now he's saying, oh, it's not because it's my son-in-law, but then he's going to go on to use his son-in-law's catchphrase is the reason why he's in the main event, the championship match. So, yeah, exactly what you were saying, JV. Spot on. It's still nepotism. He's just being sneaky about it. So Vince says Triple H and Stone Cold were offered to be on the show via satellite, but only one of them took up the opportunity. So here it is now, Triple H and Stephanie. Then the crowd's even more pissed off because, even Austin's not going to be on satellite? What the fuck? So Triple H is on satellite, and he says he ruined the title match for the fans. And even that's bullshit. Like, there should be a rematch. There was no finish to that match. There was no DQ, no call, no nothing. Just time ran out, basically on TV.
Like no contest, I guess.
All right. Anyway, so Triple H says he ruined it for everybody, and he cost Stone Cold Steve Austin the one thing that he holds dearest to his heart, and that's the WWF Championship. He said, I wish I could change it. Well, on second thought, I wouldn't change a damn thing. That's not the first time that Triple H has used that line. He's used it before. It's all rehash. Just like the whole 24-hour cooling period is a whole rehash of a former storyline that we've talked about before, too, with Austin. And I think it was with Triple H, too, at that time. But if I don't know, hey, I'm a dumbass, because I don't remember. So Austin, just when you thought I was all done, when I was gone, this is Triple H, all your problems had disappeared, and I'm back, and I'm badder than ever. Just when you thought you would be able to once again become the WWF champion, I took it all away. And the only thing I agree about Triple H being back and badder than ever is that he has the Motorhead music.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes you cool now, is your theme music. So Triple H tells Vince this will be over when he wants it to end, and when he is happy. I'll be happy when Stone Cold is laying on his bed in San Antonio. He'll be watching the WWF champion, and he'll be watching me. And this won't be over until Stone Cold Steve Austin is finished. So Triple H wants to put an end to the Stone Cold era here in 2001. Then Stephanie starts to bitch about Austin pouring beer on her and ripping her shirt off.
It's like, Daddy.
Yeah. He did this to me. And she said Austin got exactly what he deserved. Triple H says Kurt Angle is only the champ because I've allowed him to be the champ. So he quickly turns his attention to Kurt Angle there and just points out, because Austin has been distracting me for the past 3 months with this Rikishi shit and Survivor Series, Armageddon, I haven't been going for the title because of that reason. And it also makes sense because we talked about this in the Attitude Era update, is that Angle and Triple H have been having heat with each other the entire time because of Angle and Stephanie's relationship for a while, being in his corner. So there is that connection still between the two of them. So it is a good time for that to come up again and give Austin the chase to WrestleMania. So Triple H says that he would finish Austin if they were allowed to be in the building together. We'll see about that. So we move on from there, and Austin is actually there. He does show up, so he does make the crowd happy. And this is during a 6-man tag team match. It's the Dudley Boys and Jericho against Edge, Christian, and Chris Benoit. And Austin's going to head down to the ring, and he just whacks the shit out of whoever's in his way. He doesn't care who they are, babyface, heel. Doesn't matter. Wax the Dudleys, wax Edge and Christian, and then he grabs the mic. So let's take a listen to what he has to say. He's going to call out Vince McMahon, and he wants to know about his position in the Royal Rumble. Let's take a listen.
Vince McMahon, you got about 3 seconds to bring your little carcass out here right now.
What? You want Vince McMahon to come out here?
1, 2, 3.
Austin demanding that Mr. McMahon come out here tonight on SmackDown. Austin.
That's far enough. Stop right there.
Yeah, please stop right there.
Stop right there. You take another step forward, I'll split your skull wide open.
And he means it, I'm sure. Sure he means it. He's a lunatic. He's an animal.
Not! You ever turn your back on me again, I'll split your skull wide open.
I think he wants to split Mr. McMahon's skull wide open.
All you gotta do is stand there, look like a jackass, and listen to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Austin's dreams were split wide open by Triple H on
I
Monday.
didn't come out here to whine and cry about getting screwed by Triple H in my title shot. But you want to come out here and you say, cool off, Stone Cold. Stay away, Stone Cold. Hell, Vince, you know better than anybody in the WWF. Nobody tells Stone Cold Steve Austin what to do.
I think he was just asking you for a cooling off period. It was a figure of speech, if you know what I mean. It's for your own good. Austin pacing like a caged animal, King. This is not good.
Basically, I got you out here. All you got to do is answer one question for me, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Royal Rumble?
He's considered it. Just take it under advisement. Don't make any hasty decisions. Listen to these people. How can Mr. McMahon think? Be fair.
In case you didn't hear me, I said answer my question. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Royal Rumble?
Well, he deserves to be king. Stone Cold deserves the opportunity. It's a simple yes or no question. No, it's to be considered.
You're in.
What? Austin's in the Rumble match. What?
You're damn right. That's all I needed from you. So what you need to do, turn your little mealy mouth around, go to the back, and you tell the 29 other WWF superstars that Stone Cold Steve Austin is highly off.
Oh my God. You don't believe it? Look at the dents in that chair.
I am going to raise more hell in that Royal Rumble than anybody's ever seen in their life.
Oh no.
As far as Triple H is concerned, it's real easy. It's real easy to sit there on a TV set 2,000 miles away and talk a bunch of trash. So as far as you saying, it ain't over till you say it's over. It ain't over till Stone Cold Steve Austin is sitting at the house. I will deal with your sick ass, and I will settle a score after I win the Royal Rumble, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Oh, hell's gonna break loose in New Orleans. The Royal Rumble in 10 days on pay-per-view. King, it's the most star-studded field in the history of a Royal Rumble match. Stone Cold joining the likes of The Rock, The Undertaker, Kane, and Rikishi at the Royal Rumble in 10 days on pay-per-view. And don't forget what Stone Cold said to tell everybody. All you other 29 WWF superstars, he's PO'd and he's gonna raise a lot of hell. Are you tough enough to be a WWF superstar? Well, if you are, you can be a part of a brand new WWF and MTV show. And if you win, you're gonna receive a
So Austin has the mic. He wants McMahon to bring his little carcass out there. And Vince comes out to the ramp. He says, there's far enough. That's far enough. Austin's telling McMahon, that's far enough. Don't come any closer. Stop right there. If you take another step forward, I'll split your skull wide open.
So aggressive.
So this is, like, even before, he said he's going to kill him. And I was like,
Yeah.
end
your life.
Yeah, I'll end your life. I'm going to split your skull wide open. Vince looked around shocked, tries to turn away. And then Austin says, if you turn your back on me again, I'll split your skull wide open. All you have to do is stand there, look like a jackass, and listen to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin says he's not out there to whine and complain, and that nobody tells Stone Cold Steve Austin what to do in regards to Vince having him to cool down for the night. You know, that 24-hour cool down. So Austin's like, you can't tell me what to do. And that's his whole character anyways, that you can't tell him what to do. Now, Austin wants an answer on whether or not he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Austin doesn't want just the consideration, as Vince worded it earlier. He wants an answer.
What's a yes or no answer?
Right, exactly. And you think, I mean, at least I thought, I'm sure you thought the same thing, JV, right? Is that you thought there would be a whole fucking twist to how's he going to get in the Royal Rumble match now?
Yeah, yep.
You know? But Vince simply says, you're in.
Which is shady.
It's like, oh, what the fuck? That's weird. But okay. Maybe they didn't want to just drag it on. It's just like, all right, fuck it. Just say you're in. So Stone Cold basically was like, that's all I needed from you. So turn your mealy mouth ass around. He brings back the mealy mouth. Mealy mouth that he used on Regal. Somebody that speaks without having anything really to say and just tries to fuck you, basically. Yeah. Is a mealy mouth.
Bullshit artist.
Yeah, bullshit artist. Yeah, that's what led to our conversation about the Ink Wars a couple episodes
that's
back.
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, he tells them to go back and then tell all the other 29 superstars that Stone Cold Steve Austin is highly pissed off. He's going to raise more hell in the Royal Rumble than anyone has ever seen in their lives. And as far as Triple H is concerned, it's easy to talk a lot of trash when you're 2,000 miles away. You say it's not over until Stone Cold is sitting home. I will deal with your sick ass. I thought that was funny. You never hear him say something like that. I will deal with your sick ass and settle the score after I win the Royal Rumble. And that's the bottom line. Vince complains to Trish later after this promo's cut. Vince complains to Trish that Austin is defying him still. And he can't believe that Trish is going to be in the corner of Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble. And the show wraps up with Trish saying that she deserves a spanking from Mr. McMahon. And then the room shuts as they leave this segment. And that brings us now to Raw 398 from January 15th of 2001. And it's live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we kick off with a promo between Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Take a listen. We'll be right back.
6 days and counting to the Royal Rumble.
You know, everywhere I go, it's the same thing.
Oh, no, not this. They don't do this everywhere Triple H goes, do they?
It's always that same part of the anatomy.
It's the same thing. I hear it from everybody I meet. When I'm at a restaurant, the waiter comes over and he whispers in my ear, Triple H, kick Austin's ass.
Oh, I don't believe that. What do you mean?
When I'm at the airport, as I walk by, I hear people yell, Triple H, kick Austin's ass, give him one for me.
You know what, I was just thinking, I hope Austin's not here yet.
When I'm at the hotel, the idiot carrying my bags up to the room, right before he leaves, he looks back and he says, hey, Triple H, finish Austin off. Finish him for good.
He's probably a bad tipper, too.
And you know what? Nothing would make me happier right now than to drag Stone Cold Steve Austin's ass down that ramp, drag him into this ring, and finish it. To beat Stone Cold Steve Austin's ass once and for all, right in the middle of this ring, right in front of each and every one of you.
Boy, I'm worried. Triple H may have a stroke here. Look at the veins in his neck are bulging out. He's incensed.
But
Calm down. Don't let this rile you up.
Listen to this crowd here chanting for the rattlesnake.
Don't get Triple H any more upset, people.
well, you can cheer, but he won't come. Even Austin is smart enough to know when to stay away.
Uh-oh. I don't think he's here yet.
And tonight, I've made a promise, and I intend to stick to my promise. So unless I am provoked, unless I am physically provoked by Steve Austin, I will leave him alone for the time being.
Sure you will.
Austin's lucky in that respect.
All right, so Triple H and Stephanie head to the ring with the game music playing. For the first time, it's official that this is his entrance music for any trivia buffs out there that want to try to shit on people when they ask, oh, when did Triple H first use his entrance music? Oh, it's fucking January 15th, 2001, dumbass. Well, actually, it was first played on January 8th, 2001, after he beat Stone Cold Steve Austin's ass and bloodied him up. They played it for like 15 seconds. If you don't know that, you're a fucking dumbass.
That's funny because that's what I think those people sound like. They get the same voice.
So this is the first official entrance, because the last two times it was just played after he showed up and raised some hell. So here he is walking out to it, and it fully seems like Triple H had rehearsed this entrance, because this is basically the entrance, the whole thing, the walk down, get on the apron, do the spit with the water bottle, go to the corners, all timed perfectly with the music, as he still does today. And this was the first time that he did this entrance on TV. So my thought was he must have rehearsed it and they nailed it, basically. And that's what he's gone with ever since, because this is the same fucking entrance. I know he did spitting the water and all that with his old entrance music too, but the timing of when he would spit with the song, it's the same as today when he shows up and does matches still.
Good catch.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sure somebody will say, no. You're an idiot. But not here on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. If I were to just post online that, there would be people saying, no, you're wrong. All right, sorry. I'm going to stop with that. Maybe I'm going to stop. I don't know. Fuck. Okay, we'll see. All right, so Triple H says people everywhere, in hotels, airports, etc., they're telling him to kick Austin's ass. Give him one for me. Like,
this
bullshit.
promo sucks.
Oh my god, sucks.
By the way, I know he's a heel, so it's kind of supposed to suck, but it's just he talks too long. He talks too much.
Yes, that's the thing. And just a little aside, one show that we like to plug here, our Vantage Point. And then next season, they're going to do the Royal Rankings and the worst, which they call the Royal Flush of promos. And they take the tally, they take votes from their Facebook fans and listeners. So I submitted my shit today of my top 10, best promos in wrestling, wrestlers, not like managers or anything, just strictly wrestlers that cut promos. And then the worst ones. Triple H is on my worst list. He's in the mix somewhere. I'm not saying he's the worst, but he's in my top 10 of being the worst.
You know why? Because of volume. He's had so much opportunity and so much volume over the years.
Right.
And there aren't many promos I remember of Triple H. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a fucking really good promo.
No, not many.
Like you did with The Rock.
And that's kind of what I based my rankings on for the worst, is that I'm not going to pick somebody that just sucks, and they were barely anything. Like, I'm not gonna say nails. Yeah, obviously he sucks, but he wasn't around. So it's like
irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Doesn't mean much. But Triple H was around for fucking 20-something years, and his promo sucked. I even have Bret the Hitman Hart on my worst because he's a big star, but his promos suck. I didn't put The Rock in the best either. And I didn't put him in the worst. I didn't put him in the worst. I didn't put him in the best. The reason why I don't put him in the...
How could you not put him in the best?
Because it's... Based on what we've gone through, it's the same thing all the time, basically.
Dude.
So it was great, like, for the fans, like, sing-along type shit. But, like, just that was like,
What about the promos he just did recently with his feud with Cena? Those were fucking money, too.
Yeah, those
I think you're off base there.
Well, he might be number 11 then.
I can't name 10 better than The Rock. I could probably name a... Wow. I guess I want to see who your 10 are. You're going to pick some fucktards from like the 70s, aren't you?
No.
These guys were good in their territories. It's like, dude, it's the fucking Rock. The Rock not on your list. I'm shocked. I'm actually a little mad.
Hear him? You want to hear him?
Yeah, who the fuck are they? Because I want to know why The Rock ain't on this list.
I can't change it, but the Rock's on plenty of people's lists. So. There's one that you're not going to like right off the bat because you've already expressed a dislike for this guy. But fucking Arn Anderson cuts great promos.
You have Arn Anderson over the fucking Rock, dude. You're an internet wrestling community fucking...
All right, this is who I have.
McMahon or something now. This is terrible. This already sucks.
I submit it. Ric Flair.
Obviously.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yep.
Roddy Piper.
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
Jake the Snake.
Not better than The Rock, but he's good.
Mick Foley.
Not better than The Rock, but he's good.
John Cena.
Ugh. That's a wash.
Yeah.
Belongs on the list.
Chris Jericho.
Yes.
Randy Savage.
Yes.
Then Arn Anderson was the last one
I
replaced Arn Anderson with The Rock. I took The Rock off.
Jesus, dude. You're just trying to like get fucking fandom. Because
Nobody knows what I voted. It just gets put into the mix.
These listeners know that The Rock isn't on your top 10.
Well, our listeners now know. Fuck, well, he's number 11 because he was right there. I just bumped him. Bumped him one spot.
You have Jake the Snake.
Oh, those
Arn
promos are
Anderson.
so good.
And even Randy Savage is not better than The Rock guy. Just speaking promos. You need to fucking submit.
Yeah, but Randy Savage had different promos.
You need to say it's a late April Fool's joke. Rock's on the list.
Well, we'll see how they rank them because they'll get the tally and then they got to decide what they think too. But yeah, I'm sure The Rock's gonna be up there.
And you fucked him. You're gonna fuck him because you didn't get him any votes. You're like the shitty fucking Hall of Fame fucking writer.
My one vote didn't fuck him over.
You never know. Watch him not be top 5 now.
Well, no, it doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how many votes they get because they take the top 10 vote getters and then discuss it and then rank them themselves. So it's not just based on the numbers of the votes.
We're doing a wrestling show and my host is saying that The Rock isn't in his top 10. All right, let's get back to the bottom line, cast. What are you doing, bro?
Well, go to OVP Facebook page.
That's a hot take.
And vote.
I'll call you the fucking Skip Bayless of wrestling now.
Oh, all right. Fuck it. All right. Sorry. The Rock. The Rock's fucking awesome. I know that. But I'm not sucking his dick anymore either.
That's just being honest.
All right. Anyway, we move on from there. So you have that promo with Triple H and Stephanie. And yeah, Triple H's shitty ass promo is what brought us to all of this. And my top 10. So if you want to talk shit about me on Twitter about the top 10, that's great. Do that at the Bottom Line Cast. Do it at MPRU.
How did you not know? You didn't know The Rock was top 10? How'd you not know that? That's what someone needs to tweet you.
You are stupid. The Rock is top 10. You were an idiot.
If I read that list, I'm like, this guy's trolling.
Well, I felt bad. Like, I left off Terry Funk, too. That's a fucking great promo, too.
Yeah, he's good, but he's not The Rock.
That should have been over on Anderson.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, well,
anyway.
When you have to narrow down to 10, you make mistakes.
Not The Rock! You don't make a list of, like, the 5 greatest basketball players of all time and leave off, like, Michael Jordan.
Oh, that's number 1. It's not like I left off Ric Flair.
Yeah.
You know? Fuck, I was down to, like, bottom half. Rock's in the bottom half. Actually, nah, fuck you.
Bottom half. Whatever, dude.
All right. So anyway, we move on from there, and we have another promo. It's going to be Mr. McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie, and we're not going to play that. So let me just run it down real quick. Stephanie's going to chime in that there's going to be order maintained throughout this night, and Stephanie introduces Vince McMahon, who's via satellite also this time, and he's 2,000 miles too away, just like Triple H was last time. And Vince is all decked out in the XFL gear because they're pumping up XFL.
I think it's a jacket he has on. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like that old leather sleeves and whatever it is in the.
I forgot that Dick Buckus was like a spokesperson for the XFL.
A few people were too.
Yeah, he's all like pro CTE apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is real football. We hit to the head. That's how it would get portrayed nowadays.
Yeah. When Vince McMahon announces, though, the XFL, he says the game's going to kick off on February 3. He does that all the time. He says, like, if it's March 3rd, he'll say, March 3. The fuck is that? Who speaks like that?
Only Vince.
That's fucking weird.
Vince and, like, confused 6-year-old. My birthday? My birthday is March 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. My birthday's March 4.
March 4. Yeah, that. I'm going to send him a tweet and say, that's fucking stupid, Vince.
How'd you not know it's 3rd?
Yeah. All right, so Vince says there will be consequences if Triple H physically provokes Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then if Triple H provokes him, he will lose his title shot against Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble. And if Austin physically provokes Triple H, then Austin is out of the Royal Rumble. McMahon says Austin was not professional on SmackDown by interrupting the 6-man tag match. And he says, well, Austin, since you like 6-man tag matches so much, why don't we put you in one tonight? So, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you're going to team up with the Dudley Boys, and you're going to take on Edge and Christian and Kurt Angle. So that's Austin's punishment for running out there and messing up that 6-man tag match to call out Vince McMahon to get Vince McMahon to clarify whether or not he's in that Royal Rumble match. So that's how we kick off this show. And then we have some backstage segments where the Dudley Boys get attacked by Edge and Christian. And basically they're now out, so Austin is going to need to look for a partner. Triple H is wondering, what's your dad going to say about this? So they get a hold of Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon says, well, Austin's going to need to find a tag team partner, or he's going to have to go at it alone. And then Stephanie whispers into Triple H's ear later in the show and says, what you think she would say is that, if I thought anyways that, and this didn't happen, but I thought this would have been a good thing to do, is that Triple H be his partner. And then if Triple H and Austin team together, then it would likely lead to some kind of provocation between the two. And that would kind of screw Austin or Triple H either way. But they avoided that. And they had a different group team up with Austin. And this made sense to me too. The APA was going to tag with Austin. And the APA had just saved his ass a couple weeks back. Do you remember that, JV?
No.
When the APA bought all the beers and the hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
So the APA had saved his ass a couple weeks back when Stephanie put the kind of
Made him the concession.
Right.
What you call?
Made him a vendor.
Beer jockey. Beer vendor. Yeah.
Made him a beer vendor, hot dog seller, and said you need to sell all this in order for you to get into the number one contenders match. So he sold it all to the APA. They helped him out there. So they're going to join him against Kurt Angle, Edge, and Christian. This match kicks off at the 1 hour and 24-minute mark. Austin makes his entrance before anyone else. He has no partners. And as Kurt, Edge, and Christian make their entrance, Austin is smiling at them. And at this point, we don't know the APA is his partners. So they think they have the upper hand on Austin at this point because Austin's just standing there smiling at them. They don't know who the fuck's about to come out. But the APA comes out, and they all stop brawling. Jerry Lawler's like, it's like an old drinking buddies reunion here. And they're all going at it. So the match finally settles down to a normal tag team match with Austin and the APA in control for most of it. Austin does his traditional tag team move, which I love to call out, is when he sets up his partner that he's just tagged in. Well, he just gets tagged in, rather, and he sets his boot on the top rope.
Right.
Yeah, for his partner to slam him in. And that's just something you don't see all the time anymore. You might see it from, like, the Revival, but you don't see that generally in tag team matches where the guy on the outside gets tagged in. All right, let me stick my boot up here while it's still legal for a couple seconds. Smash him on there, and then I'll get in and take over. So, cool shit there. Angle gets tagged in. He stomps on Austin. Nails a couple suplexes, of course, just like their match last week. Austin recovers with the spine buster, gets a 2 count. Edge and Christian grab some steel chairs. They go for a concerto. Austin ducks. They smash the chairs together. Austin suplexes Angle off the second rope. I love that move. It just looks so good when Austin does a little snap suplex off the second rope. And just seeing
I like moves off the second rope in general because it's so infrequently used.
Right.
That it just looks cool.
Yeah, totally agree. And Angle and Austin just always look so good together. So I can't wait till we get to not Royal Rumble, I mean SummerSlam 2001 where they have their match, the main event. Can't wait for that. Because we already see the gold between the two of them. They work so well together. It's like Bret Hart and Austin all over again to me. Just these two guys working. But at this point, Triple H is going to fucking rear his head out there and go on the ramp and look down at what's going on. Kurt Angle low blows Austin while Earl Hebner is yelling at Triple H, who's just on the ramp, just standing there on the ramp. He's not doing anything. Why the fuck is the ref going all the way to the rope and looking at Triple H yelling? Ridiculous. It's always this. Why does it always have to be Earl Hebner to be the guy that does this? Tim White doesn't do this. Mike Chioda is never put in these positions to do that. I mean, I almost feel like this has been his role his whole career. Is he supposed to be a heel ref? Because, sometimes it seems like he's supposed to be this great ref, like the best ref, the senior official ref, and he's been around for so long, he's so good. But he's basically been a heel for most of the time.
Yeah.
The things he does in the ring. So his debut came at the main event when it was that twin ref incident in 1988 with Hogan.
$1 Million Man.
Right, $1 Million Man. Andre the Giant won the title, all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, he was brought in basically as a fucking heel, and he's continuing to do heelish shit as a referee. Or just stupid shit. Like I said, he's always the one that's going to be yelling at somebody that he doesn't need to be yelling at. And other referees like Tim White are never in that position where they're doing that. I don't know. Just my hate for Earl Hebner, I guess. I guess I kind of a liken to of like when you're in school if you're the troublemaker, you're gonna get yelled at the most because the teacher already has it set in their mind that you're the pain in the ass.
Yeah, you're a dickhead. You rub them the wrong way enough.
So they're gonna spot out numerous shit that other people might be doing, but because you've done so much, you're gonna get called out more for doing the same things. All right, so from there, APA, Edge and Christian seem to be out of the picture at this point, and now it's basically become Austin versus Angle. And they're going suplex, belly to belly. They cover for a 2 count. Angle hits the belly to belly, hits the 2 count. Kurt is going to go for the Olympic Slam, but Austin knees his way out of it, much like he did last week, and then hits the side Russian leg sweep onto Kurt Angle. Austin misses the leg drop to Kurt Angle, goes to the second rope, bounces off, does no damage. Austin whips Angle to the ropes, hits the Luthez press, gets the punches in, but he doesn't do the elbow drop this time. And Angle gouges Austin's eyes in the corner of the ring. Angle goes for a double axe handle off the second rope. Austin counters with a kick to the gut, and then we get the Stone Cold Stunner at 1 hour and 33-minute mark. Austin pins the champion in this tag team match, and Triple H just looks on. So, there we go. You have Austin getting the pin on Angle. Angle has been this champion all along that has taken pins in non-title matches and tag team matches because he is that sneaky champion, the sneaky heel champ. So this fits. So I don't think it's bullshit. He's going up against Austin, who everyone's supposed to think is better than Kurt Angle, more experienced. Angle can hang in there with them, but Austin pulled it off right there at the end. And then we get a post-match promo between Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin. This goes about 4 minutes, so take a listen to that, and then we'll be right back.
Right through that son of a... That's Triple H! Hold it right there!
Uh-oh.
Cut the damn music!
Oh, now what? Yeah, what is this? What is this?
I feel a provocation. Is it going to be bad?
Austin, this has been a long time in coming. Over a year. And it's been a long year. I've crippled you. I put you on the shelf for over a year. I've made you bleed. I've bent a steel pipe over your head. And I'm gonna be damn happy to finish it right here and now.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be the confrontation we've been worried about. Somebody's fixing to provoke somebody.
Somebody's gonna be kicked right out of the Rumble if there's a physical confrontation here.
Be careful, Triple H.
What is he thinking?
You lose your WWF title shot.
He damn sure will.
Come on, Austin. I'm gonna give you a fighting chance. I'm gonna give you the first shot.
Triple H is baiting Austin.
Yeah, go ahead and hit him.
Come on.
Get kicked out of the Rumble.
Austin knows what's at stake. He'll get kicked out of the Rumble.
Ball your fist up and hit me.
Oh, you gotta do it, Rattlesnake.
Don't do it, Austin.
Come on, Austin.
You can't take that.
Don't do it, Austin.
Come on, hit me.
Don't be a fool, Stone Cold.
What's the matter? I thought you were a man.
Ooh, you gotta hit him now. Hit him.
Man.
Hit me.
Do it.
Austin's gonna explode.
What's the matter, Austin? Are you nothing but a punk?
Yeah, do it.
Don't do it.
Uh-oh.
Don't do it, Stone Cold.
You stand here in front of me and you won't hit me. What's the matter, Austin? Does that finger in your face bother you? Do something about it. Hit me, Austin. Come on.
Triple H is begging Austin to
Suck it up
it.
one time. Be the Rattlesnake. Be Stone Cold.
Triple H wants Austin out of the
Hit
Rumble.
me, Austin.
Do it.
Don't do
What's
it.
the matter? You haven't got the sack? I can see the fear in your eyes, Austin.
My ass.
I can smell the fear on you. You're scared, aren't you? You're scared. Hit me!
Don't do it, Stone Cold.
That's it, Jer.
Your
The
ass is running out of the
Rattlesnake's
Rumble.
scared. He's running. He's scared.
Oh, don't do it.
Yeah!
Don't do it.
That's it, Austin. Grab the chair. Come on. It doesn't matter if you lose your shot at the Royal Rumble. It doesn't matter if you lose your chance at the World Wrestling Federation Championship, Austin. You want me more than life itself. Rear back on that and hit me, Austin.
Don't do it, Stone Cold. Don't do it.
Come on, you dumb son of a bitch. Hit me.
Don't do it. You gotta walk away tonight. You gotta walk away. Austin wants a title. Austin wants to go to the Rumble.
Yeah, just what I thought, Austin. Leave. You're a coward. I can see the yellow stripe up your back. I can see your knees shaking. BMF. Austin, you are nothing but a great big pussy.
Oh, man. What is Triple H is baiting Austin. He's demanding Austin assault him. Triple H does not want Austin. Here comes Austin. Here comes the rattlesnake. He's going to provoke Triple H. God almighty, don't do it. I want to do that about Kurt Angle. What? Angle with a living slam. What was that all about, Kurt? What do you do? What? Whoa! Austin with a stunner. Kurt Angle got the slam on the game. And Austin said, "The hell with both of you." Look at this. Triple H.
All right, so Triple H has the mic and heads down to the ramp. Austin has his beers in hand. Triple H says that this has been a long time coming. I put you on a shelf for over a year. I made you bleed. I bent the steel pipe over your head. I'm going to be damn happy to finish it now. Just come on, Austin. I'm going to give you a fighting chance. I'm going to give you the first shot. Ball your fist up and hit me. In my book, so the whole thing has been there should be no physical provocation. If someone says ball your fist up and hit me, JV, what does that mean?
That's provoking them.
Right.
Provoking them to hit you.
Right. You're provoking
I thought the
them.
same thing. I was kind of confused. I'm like, started down like, is it? Is that provoking? I'm like, of course it is. You're fucking telling someone to do it. You're
Right.
egging them on.
Right.
Which is essentially the same fucking thing.
Right. Egging on is provocation, right? Provocation.
Yeah.
So the rule's over right there. so anyway, Triple H goes from there. He says, "What's the matter? I thought you were a man." And then because my favorite movie just popped into my head as I was taking these notes, and it's like Barney McFly. It's like Triple H's Biff, Steve Austin's Marty McFly. What's the matter? Chicken? You won't do it? Come on. What are you, chicken? That's provocation. You're nothing but a punk. You're nothing but a punk. So Earl then gets between them. Austin pushes Earl to the mat. Fuck yeah, right there. Triple H goes on and on about, be a rattlesnake, be stone cold. You don't have a sack. You're scared. Hit me. Then Austin gets a chair. That doesn't matter if you lose your shot at the title. You want me more than anything. Come on, you dumb son of a bitch. Hit me. Austin drops the chair, he pegs Triple H off, and then he leaves the ring. And I thought that was great. Like, fuck it. Yeah, he's got self-control. Cool. Fucking, yeah, I don't need this. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, and if you're the champ, I'll fucking fight you at WrestleMania. I'll wait. Triple H calls him. This was pretty shocking. He says, BMF, bad motherfucker. Austin, you are nothing but a great big pussy. That was pretty shocking.
Which was very shocking. I was like, holy shit. That's not a word you hear.
No.
On WWE, especially uncensored.
Right. Even during that time, I don't remember many pussies being said out there.
This is one that really stands out.
Yeah.
This is probably some of Triple H's best work.
Right. So we go from a shitty promo.
It's like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And he had to use the word pussy to get it over.
Yeah. Well, and he probably had like the pull to kind of do what he wanted in a way. So I was like, all right, if my promos aren't that great, I got to use shock value. So I got to be able to say pussy. A swear every once in a while to make myself look like a badass. Because I can't do it otherwise. There might be some of that in that. But Austin's up at the ramp at this point, and he turns around pissed off. Like, oh, you just called me a pussy. So Austin runs down the ramp. Angle sneaks up from behind, and then Olympic slams Triple H as Austin slides in the ring. Austin is still pissed, so he stuns Kurt Angle, who had just saved Triple H and Stone Cold from losing their spots in the match, basically. So we have Kurt Angle to thank for them not being having physical confrontation. Okay, although JV and I both feel that is physical provocation to tell somebody, hit me. Like, even though you didn't hit them, you're still telling them to physically hit you. That should qualify as that. But because it's WWF and they think people don't know vocabulary words, that they assume that everybody just thinks, oh no, they have to hit each other. It has to be that. That means physical. They should have just said you cannot physically hit each other instead of using provocation. But anyway, Kurt Angle saves the day there. The match is going to go on at this point. Austin has his spot in the Rumble still, and Triple H has his match with Kurt Angle. So in a way, Kurt Angle basically set himself up to still have that match with Triple H. Because he could have let Triple H hit Austin, and then Triple H would have been screwed out of the title match. So he could have had that. All right, so let's go to our last portion of the Austin part of our show here, and that's SmackDown 73 from January 18, 2001. And it's in Chicago, Illinois. This was taped on January 16, 2001. And we're going to kick off with a little audio clip. It's very quick. It's 26 seconds, but it's hard-hitting Kevin Kelly interviewing Stone Cold Steve Austin. So take a listen to that, and we'll be right back.
Career. Stone Cold. You've made it this far. The Royal Rumble is this Sunday. But with Triple H as the guest referee here tonight, will you do something that you regret?
Will I do something I regret? The stipulation is, Kevin Kelly, that I can't whip Triple H's ass unless he physically provokes me. But there ain't no stipulation that says I can't whip your ass. Right now, do you understand what I mean? Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know,
Okay, so at the beginning of this episode of SmackDown, which was taped on January 16, 2001, it was announced that there would be a six-man tag match. Kane, Kurt Angle, and Rikishi against Stone Cold, The Undertaker, and The Rock. Wow, what a fucking team. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and The Rock.
Stacked.
Holy shit.
That's like the video game team you put together.
Right. And Triple H is the special guest referee. So it's a rare instance where they don't have a 15-20 minute promo building up this match at the beginning of the show. They just announce it. They just show the graphic. This is the match tonight. And that's the good thing that they can do with SmackDown, because they already kind of set the table on Raw. So it's like, all right, a lot of shit already built up on Raw, so it makes sense that over the past couple of days, you know, the people behind the scenes worked this out, and this is a match for tonight. Yeah, so just my thoughts on why they didn't have to do a fucking 20-minute promo, which they should do more often, is be like, you know, we know this feud's going on. We don't need to talk about it for 20 minutes. Just say it's happening. So there it is. It's going to happen. Kevin Kelly comes out. And I do want to point out, we did have a good Twitter fan, listener, comment to me about, his name is Joshua Stearns, I believe. And he tweeted to me a picture of Kevin Kelly, Jim Ross, like the announce team around this time. And they were all at a table. And Kevin Kelly's like staring intently at the camera. And this guy tweeted to us and said, hard-hitting Kevin Kelly seems to be intently thinking of his next line of questioning. And I was just thinking, I didn't respond much. I put haha and liked it, whatever. But hey, it's getting over. Hard-hitting Kevin Kelly. Somebody actually recognized it, tweeted it out.
Thank you for that.
We've been pushing his name since 96, 97. Kevin Kelly. Hard-hitting. So thanks, Joshua Stearns, I believe. I know your last name's Stearns. I could be wrong with Joshua, though. Thank you for the tweet. Keep them coming. All right, so Kevin Kelly is going to ask Stone Cold Steve Austin if he's going to regret anything in his match tonight with Triple H as the special referee. So Austin basically calls him a dumbass. He's like, hey, I can't attack Triple H without physical provocation. But there's no stipulation that says I can't rip Kevin Kelly's ass right now. So I just thought it was funny because it's like one of those questions where it's like, Kevin Kelly, you know the rule. He needs to be in the Royal Rumble. Do you think he's going to try to hit Triple H? No, he's not. You dumbass. Hard-hitting question. So later on, Triple H is going to ask Jonathan Coachman if he's going to provoke Austin in the match. Is asked by Jonathan Coachman, rather. So same stupid line of questioning. Are you going to attack Stone Cold Steve Austin? What the fuck? What is he going to say? Yeah, I'm going to do that and lose my title shot at Royal Rumble. Fucking dumbasses. So anyway, that's what happens there. Triple H basically says, it's a dumb question because why would I want to provoke Austin when on Sunday I'm going to win the championship? And at this point, it does seem like the build is Austin versus Triple H at Mania.
Yep.
Because The Rock isn't really in the picture at all or in the mix with Austin at this point.
No, it's kind of more involved with like Taker, Kane,
right?
All that. I'm not mistaken.
I mean, The Rock here and there does mention like, "Oh, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, get a title shot," but things are going to change
rather quickly.
Yeah, a lot quickly, and it really does seem like Austin Triple H, but they must have at some point soon, maybe right after the Royal Rumble, decided, nah, Triple H can't headline WrestleMania yet. At least in this, with one-on-one Austin, because he was in it last year. All right, so we get to the main event match here. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and The Undertaker. They're going up against Kurt Angle, Kane, and Rikishi. The special guest referee is Triple H. This match kicks off at 1 hour and 20 minutes into the show and goes to the 1 hour 32-minute mark. Austin's going to make his entrance before Undertaker and The Rock, which I thought was strange. That usually doesn't happen. You usually get Austin coming out after everybody and after the match is already going on. So that was a little different. And the entrances take forever. They're just like killing time.
Yeah, it's like 6 minutes to get to the fucking match.
Right. Goes on and on and on. And Triple H is the referee here. And I did like this as Triple H is the ref because of what he has going on with Austin, is that the only person he actually checks for foreign objects is Austin. Like, he does the whole pat down and everything that you would typically see in, like, matches from the 1980s. Like, all right, lift your legs. We feel your boots. We feel your sides. He does that to Austin just to annoy him. So, nice little touch there, I thought. So, Austin and Angle start to go at it first. Austin spine bust Angle, and it looks vicious. Like, legit looks vicious when he slams him down. But I did go back after I watched it the initial time. It's like, wow, man. Angle. The ability to just be able to hold your neck and keep your head up when you take that bump without slamming your head. Like, how do these guys do it? I mean, just practice, I'm
I guess
sure.
that's one of the first things they cheat.
Right.
I don't know this for a fact.
But yeah.
Based on things I've read and watched, it seems like that's the first thing they teach you is how to fall.
Right.
Like, you do a lot of falling.
Right, keep your chin in and drop. Yeah. Take the back body drops. The flat back bumps, rather. So Austin tags Taker in, holds Angle for Taker to take a shot to Angle, just like I was talking about before. The great Austin little tag team move. He always goes right back into his groove of being a good tag team wrestler in these spots. I feel like it's always like a vacation for him to be in a tag team match, where he gets a little break, he gets to do his little cool tag team moves and spots, and the pressure's not all on him in his matches when he's in a tag team. So Austin's now in the ring with Rikishi, and that's just brief, and then Angle is back in. So most of this match, it's Austin, Angle. And that's all we've seen. Like for the past few weeks, it's just Austin and Angle going at it back and forth. It's like that should be the fucking main event of the Royal Rumble. Or they're thinking, you want Austin to survive the Rumble and go on to fight Angle. But as we said, things will change. It's not going to be Angle. It's not going to be Triple H. We know what it's going to be. But let's hold suspense for a little while. So everybody's getting their turn against each other. Commentary's putting over everybody. You have so many different Royal Rumble scenarios going on in this match at this time. Rikishi's number 30. So Rikishi had earned a spot to be number 30 in the Royal Rumble. So that's one thing that they mentioned here. And he did that by winning a match against Kane and The Undertaker. Austin, Taker, Kane, and Rock, they're also in the Rumble match. And Triple H is in the match against Kurt Angle. So huge implications. So it's basically all within this match. You have the World Championship match, and then you have basically all the number one contenders to be the winner of the Royal Rumble match, with the exception of Rikishi. Fuck that. But the only way they put Rikishi over is by saying, oh, he's number 30. So he's got a good chance of winning because he's number 30. Like, if Rikishi didn't have that number 30 spot and it was like he didn't know where he was coming in, he'd be like, fucking Rikishi's not going to win. It's like the only reason why they made that match to give him that number 30 spot was so that he could still look viable. I can't believe they went that long, 2-3 months with this push of Rikishi. That's a long time.
Yeah, it was a flop.
Yeah, big time. All right, so we continue on with the match, and I did think that was a great go-home kind of thing to do here, is to put all these guys in this main event match on SmackDown just days before.
I usually don't like this stuff, but this shit got me pumped up.
Yeah.
This was one that was actually done really well, and it was, I mean, I know I shit on the entrances because they were so long, but, you know, the crowd got hyped. You know, Taker comes out to Rollin',
mm-hmm.
by Limp Bizkit, right?
Yep.
And that just got the fucking place electric. And I'm like, dude, I can't believe the Network A can air the song. Like, I wonder what kind of rights they own because it was used at the event. I mean, it ends up getting used, you know, it's Taker's song, essentially.
Right.
But it's Limp Bizkit's song. And it was a big hit. So, I don't know. It was the vibe in the arena helped this match out tremendously. And when there's a vibe like this in arena, the performers just kind of step up.
Oh, it was crazy. And you brought up, you know, the entrances were long and it pumped up the crowd. When I was watching this and taking the notes, Alex, my wife, was in the room watching, and you know, it was just one entrance after the other, and she was like going with each entrance song, like, because she's sometimes around, so you know, she's not really watching what's going on, but she picks up on the music. You know, so she knows the fucking Kane entrance. She knows Austin. She knows Undertaker. She knows, you know, well, obviously she knows Rollin' because it's Limp Bizkit. But she was like into the entrances as they were going on. Then once the match stops, she didn't give a fuck. But yeah, I could see that. You know, that's what pumps up a crowd often, is just hearing the music. And that's what they did. So I guess it made sense, you know, to get the crowd pumped up by showing all these big stars come out with their entrance music. Even though Rikishi's entrance music sucks ass, but
yeah, it does.
Every other guy has some good entrance music. You know, Kane's awesome. Undertaker's fucking, that's a whole thing of its own, the Undertaker's entrance. You know, if there was a top 10 of entrances, I think Undertaker would be probably number 1. You know, 1 or 2. Not theme, but just entrance in general. Maybe that'd be something we have to talk about on one of our specials down the road. Monthly specials, entrances. That's what gets the show going. Mm-hmm. All right, so we continue here, and you know, Austin's gonna continue to fight with Angle as he has done most of this match. The referee Triple H pulls Austin off for stomping a mud hole on Angle after a 10 count. So I was like, all right, good. He's following the rules. You know, he should have disqualified him, but he doesn't. You know. But one thing he did was he grabbed Austin. And then I thought about it. I was like, ah, shit, he can grab him because he broke the rules and didn't disqualify him. So Austin's stomping him more than 10 times. He could have just been disqualified, but Triple H thought it was better to just grab him and pull him off. So it wasn't an attack. It's not provocation. He was just saving his ass, basically. Like, all right, I won't disqualify you, but you get the fuck off him. So Triple H and Austin start arguing about it. Angle pushes Triple H into Austin, knocking them both down. Triple H is pissed and pedigrees Angle. Austin, thinking that he was provoked, attacks Triple H and hits him with a barrage of punches. They go back and forth. Rikishi nails Austin with the Savate kick. The Rock tags himself in. which I don't get because the match has gone to shit. The fucking referees pedigreeing people.
He's still following the rules.
Yeah, the Rock's following the rules.
Super baby face.
He slaps Austin's back to get into the ring, and the Rock hits the Rock bottom on Angle, and then Triple H makes the 3 count. So even that was strange too. Like, Triple H, you just fucked up this match anyway, and you're still gonna go make a cover in a match that really has no implications. It's not for anything. It's just a brawl. It's just all the top guys that are going to be involved in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view coming up. Well, The Rock gets the count and pins the champion. So back-to-back weeks, or back-to-back shows, you have Austin pin Angle, now The Rock pin Angle. So that got me to thinking, maybe this is foreshadowing of they're not sure who's going to be the next champ. You know, Austin pinned them, The Rock pinned them. They can even use that in promos down the road, like Angle lost to The Rock, he lost to Austin. You know, shit like that. So Austin is set up behind Triple H after that. So he's like sneaking behind him. Triple H turns around. Austin hits him with a stunner. Austin and The Rock bump into each other after that. Then they stare each other down. So now that seems like, all right, cool. But they're both going to be involved in the Royal Rumble. And those, I mean, obviously, they're the top contenders. If you're watching this in 2001, you're saying The Rock or Austin are going to win the Royal Rumble, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so that's a good setup there. Undertaker and Kane go at it, and they actually go after The Rock and Austin, chokeslam Rock and Austin, and then Taker and Kane walk off together. And then, they walk off like buddies. So it's like crazy. It's just fucking crazy shit going on. So Royal Rumble is just around the corner. I can't wait to talk about it. Can't wait to cover it next week. And that's what we're going to do. JV,
Royal Rumbles are always fun. I love the Royal Rumble.
Right. Like even today, 2020, all these years that have gone by.
This year's Royal Rumble was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But that's the thing you like to watch, though. Every Royal Rumble season, you're like, all right, I'm back for now and see what happens. So it's like after SummerSlam, you'll watch up until like SummerSlam and then not really watch much at all, maybe Survivor Series. And then you're like, I'm taking a break until Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I watched Survivor. I'm like, oh yeah, Survivor Series sucks.
It always sucks.
Do anything. Yeah. I don't know. Cell sucks. SummerSlam sucked. I know it's been a bad run. WWE's they're in the shitter right now.
Yeah.
It's weird to me because it's like, all right, think about it. Random rant here.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. How do they pull? A couple million people watch them on TV a week now? Do they even get 3 million viewers for Raw or SmackDown?
I don't even know. Really.
And then you look at it. You look at like some fucking podcasts that like Joe Rogan puts out.
Right.
He gets like 4 or 5 million fucking views on YouTube. And it's like, he's not a $1 billion company. He's Joe Rogan. But yet the WWE gets like worth hundreds of millions of dollars. It's just fucking weird. I know it's because they get the revenue and everything, but if you're just thinking of like exposure and fan interest, their viewership numbers don't justify their value, in my opinion. Like what cable companies pay them to have a time slot on TV.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. I get that.
That's a valuation issue I have.
Yeah. All right, so let me just give you guys a quick update. So we wrap things up here, and next week we're going to be moving on to the Royal Rumble, and we're going to do things a little differently. Usually we would do a watch-along as a special edition, so we're just going to combine that with a regular episode. So next week is basically just going to be all Royal Rumble. So we're going to kick off the show with a watch-along. We're going to watch the Royal Rumble match, 2001. And then we'll do an Attitude Era update. And we'll do the Attitude Era update of the things that were going on building up to the Royal Rumble, and then cover the Royal Rumble matches. So on this episode today, there won't be an Attitude Era update. Okay, so we'll cover that next week on the episode, and then go over the matches that are tied into the Attitude Era update from Royal Rumble 2001 after we do the watch-along portion of the show. So we're going to wrap things up in just a moment. We're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be back with the bottom line wrap-up. We'll be right back. Take a listen to Talking Taker.
What's up, Rattlesnakes? This is Alex Dorio, one half of the Talking Taker podcast. And even though Stone Cold might say DTA, don't trust anybody, we hope you'll trust us when we say if you love the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, you'll also enjoy what we're doing over on Talking Taker. Each week, my lifelong wrestling buddy and fellow creature of the night, Mr. Travis White, and I explore one pay-per-view match in the career of the greatest professional wrestling character of all time, The Undertaker. We're right in the heart of the Deadman's second coming in the late 2000s. But we've got over 125 episodes, so you can jump in from the beginning or pick and choose from some of your favorite moments, including every single Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin match analyzed in detail, including a great crossover episode with our buddies here at the Bottom Line Cast. You can listen to us wherever podcasts are found, and you can follow along our journey at Talking Taker on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks to Mike and JV for letting us plug the show, and take her easy.
All right, so let's wrap things up here with our bottom line wrap-up, and we'll start with the house show rundown. On January 6, 2001 in Anaheim, California, what happened was WWF World Champion Kurt Angle pinned Stone Cold Steve Austin after hitting him with the belt just moments after Austin fought off an interference by Edge and Christian. Then after the match, Austin hit the stunner on Edge and Christian and then drank a bunch of beers, of course. And then on January 7th, 2001 in Sacramento, California, you had Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and The Undertaker, that video game team, as JV mentioned earlier. They defeated Kurt Angle, Rikishi, and Kane, which was the match that we just talked about on SmackDown. And Austin had pinned Kurt Angle with the stunner. So, kind of a warm-up for that SmackDown match. And then on January 13, 2001 in Detroit, Michigan, you had Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker team up to defeat Kane and Rikishi. And Austin pinned Rikishi in that match with the stunner. And then on the 14th of January 2001 in Madison, Wisconsin, Steve Austin and The Undertaker also again defeated Rikishi and Kane. And I'm sure the finish was Austin stunning Rikishi again. So that was the house show rundown for early January of 2001. Let's move on to our Oh Hell Yeah moment of the week. Oh, hell yeah! JV, what do you got?
Mine is the, it's got to be the main event here to close out our show.
The big main event with all the guys, all the big-time players.
Yeah, the video game team here from SmackDown 73. It was just a really good go-home show. It's a good match. I don't know, it was just done well. Like I said, the crowd helped a lot. It was a very hot crowd in Chicago. And,
yep.
I don't know, that felt like there was a nice... What do you want to call it? Like it left you wanting more, like really looking forward to Rumble. Like I am. I can't wait to cover it.
Yeah, I want to watch it right away. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait till next week till we actually really get to watch it. We're gonna watch the match together, the Royal Rumble match.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Hell yeah. So that's a good one. I'm gonna go with the first match, the January 8th championship match that Stone Cold Steve Austin had earned. You know, it was kind of a pain in the ass to get that title shot, and he got that match against Kurt Angle. And I thought it was a hell of a match, just like the match that they had a few weeks prior, where it was just back to wrestling and Suplex City in that match. You know, the only kind of downfall of that match is not really a downfall because it does set up the rest of the story leading to Royal Rumble, and that's the return of Triple H. And there is a bonus there, is that Triple H comes back and debuts his Motorhead music. So I thought that was hell yeah. I thought the match was great, and Austin is somebody that usually gets the advantage over everybody and is the guy drinking the beers at the end of the match. So I do like to see some humility to him sometimes, where he's the one down on the ground, all bloodied, and somebody else is standing over him. So that's what we got here on this January 8th episode of Raw. So I'm going to put that as my oh hell yeah moment of the week. And I'll kick off with the oh hell no moment of the week. And my oh hell no I always fuck that up. Oh no Momo.
Easy words, bro.
No, it's not. Oh hell no moment. It's like you can go oh mo no moment. What's my oh no moment of the week? All right. So anyway, my oh hell no moment of the week is going to be Triple H's promo. His long, fucking, arduous, take up so much time. This is what I like to do because I'm the gamer. And because I'm the gamer, I get to take the most time. So that's basically what is my oh hell no here. And that interview was, I think it was Raw from January 15th, 2001. And he was with Stephanie. And we played a portion of it. It went on much longer. We played the first 3 minutes, but it goes on for a long ass time. So that was my oh hell no. What do you got, JV?
That's also mine. And I think this has got to be like the third or fourth time I've used like a Triple H promo as a hell no moment. It's got to be.
So that just proves, Triple H is one of the worst promos. In our opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, hey, everyone's got their own opinion. It can be wrong.
Yeah, wrong in your opinion. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you have it. So Triple H promos are the oh hell no, and we had some good oh hell yeah moments. That main event from SmackDown, video game team, Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker against Kurt Angle, Kane, and Rikishi, and then mine was Austin and Kurt Angle. So good shit there. All right, so we move on now to next week. It's going to be episode 73. And as I talked about before, our brief break before kicking off this wrap-up, is that we will do a watch-along, Royal Rumble 2001, and then the second half of the show, so we'll watch the hour-long match, whatever it is, and then in the second half, we will break down, like we usually do, Attitude Era Update, and we'll talk about what happened during these weeks, these episodes, so from early January to January 18th, and we'll go over what storylines were going on building up to the Royal Rumble matches that happened at Royal Rumble 2001. So kind of give you a build, talk about the match. So that's how we'll do it next time. And that'll just be one day. So we're only going to talk about Royal Rumble. We're not moving beyond that until the following episode 74. Okay? So that's what we have coming up on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. And also, let's move on to some podcast plugs. And you guys just heard from Talking Taker. And this week on Talking Taker, they will be covering an Elimination Chamber match from No Way Out, February 2009. So that's what they're covering this week. But next week, JV and I are invited on to Talking Taker. And we will be talking about a match that we will actually be watching along with a match that we just covered not too long ago, just a few episodes back, and that was the Armageddon Hell in a Cell match. They want to watch that with us. Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin were in that. So they've invited us over to Talking Taker to watch that match. And I think it has to do because they're doing an Elimination Chamber match this week with the Undertaker, that they want to go back a little bit and talk about an old one with us. So we'll do that next week with them on their show. So stay tuned to Talking Taker for JV and I to be special guests. Also, check out Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where they are covering Southern Wrestling, and that's NWA WCW World Championship Wrestling from 1989 at this point. So they've broken through 1988, and they're on to January 7th, 1989, and that'll come out on Thursday, as always. And then also on Sundays, they do the Smoky Mountain Wrestling recap. And this week is episode 196 October 28th, 1995. And Smoky Mountain Wrestling ends at 200 episodes. So they've watched 196. So there's only a few weeks left of their Smoky Mountain Wrestling show. And they're happy to be at that point because they're done. They're done with 2 shows a week after this. And they'll do like bonus shows and whatnot on Patreon and maybe even on their free feed, but they're not committing to doing another second show. And good for them. They deserve it. 200 fucking episodes of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And it was good. Good shit. I watched most of it. And I'll have to catch up, but they do a good job there. So check out Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast with Mike Mills, Hardbody Harper, and Doc Turner. Also check out our Vantage Point with Joe and Quinn. It's Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. And this week is episode 177, where they are almost wrapping up their season here. And they do Fresh Perspective, where they give a new perspective of what they once thought they didn't like or did like, and they've changed their mind. And this week, the topic that's brought up is Lord Alfred Hayes as a ring announcer. All right, so there's that. And you have the Royal Rankings are continuing on with the best WWF Tag Team Champions. And the 2 teams that were drawn that they discuss and rank are the Hardy Boys and the New Age Outlaws. So definitely 2 top WWF Tag Team Champions right there.
2 really, really good ones, yeah.
And they were very high on the New Age Outlaws. They're up there. And since it's week 4, they've brought out 8 teams. So there's only 2 more teams to be brought out before they wrap up their best tag teams. And then next week they'll bring 2 more of the worst tag team champions out there. So they continue on from there. They do a review also on their 3rd segment of the show, and it's for the UWF, Herb Abrams UWF, which is has a lot of talk because there was just a big episode on Dark Side of the Ring last week about Herb Abrams and the UWF. So they're watching an episode. It's not even an episode. It's actually a Greatest Champions VHS compilation, and it fucking sucks. Like, I watched it and then listened to their review, and there's no way you can sell a VHS that says Greatest Champions and then have the matches that they have on there, because nobody that's in the matches are actually champions.
Yeah, I mean that's like making a list of the top 10 promos and not having the Rock on it.
Fuck.
That's what that's like. I know a guy.
All right, so from there we also have Free a Geek. So check out Jay Free. He's kind of on a hiatus with new episodes because he's helping out another show, and his co-host is he has scheduling issues at this time, so they're kind of on a hiatus at this point. But they have plenty of old episodes you can go out and check out, and there'll be a lot more new episodes coming out. As Jay Free mentioned last week, that there's a bunch of new interviews he's going to have. So subscribe to it, check out their old episodes, and be ready for the new ones that come out. It's all about pop culture, movies, music. Well, not much music, but movies, video games, comics, even wrestling sometimes. So check out Free a Geek with Jay Free. And then also check JV and I out on the Booking the Territory Patreon, patreon.com, the $5 tier. And this week coming out tomorrow, well, actually should be out today. And that is episode 24. And we are covering ECW, Eastern Championship Wrestling, Hardcore TV. You can find it on the network. It's episodes 50 and 51 that we're going to watch. So it's watch along style. And it's March 29th and it's April 5th of 1994. And it's actually JV and I's 1 year of covering ECW on the Extreme ECW live cast. So we made it through a complete year. The first episode of this was April 6th, 1993, and we got up to April 5th, 1994. So that's a big pat on the back for ourselves, I think. Right, JV? To get through a year. Yeah. That fucking rough year that nobody wants to watch. We got through it, and there's a lot of good in there. There's a lot of bad, but when you have people like JV and I commenting over it, we can kind of make it more bearable for you to watch.
We did it.
We did it, and now we move on to a great year in 1994. So looking forward to continuing on with that. So that's available, and again, it's on a Patreon, so that means it's a paid podcast, but it's all in support of Booking the Territory. So check out Booking the Territory that we plug all the time. If you like them, you want to support them, go to their Patreon, subscribe, and you can get more of us. Or if you just want more of us, that's another place you can get us. Even if you don't listen to Booking the Territory, give them the $5. It's not going to us, but fuck it. That's another way to listen. All right, so there's that, and let's start to wrap things up here for the last moment here. Thanks, guys, for listening. As always, one thing I haven't said in a while is we'd be very gracious if you give us a 5-star review. Even if it's just click the 5 stars, you don't have to write anything up. If you want to write something up, that'd be great on Apple Podcast. I mean, that's the #1 podcast provider in the world. So go there, hit the 5 stars, give us a nice write-up if you can. And if you have nothing good to say, as I said throughout most of this episode, don't be a fucking dickhead. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. But if you do listen to us, just give us 5 stars anyway. So thanks, guys, as always, for listening. Many of you are loyal supporters, and we do want you to reach out because we'll talk about you. If you reach out, well, actually, a lot of people probably don't want to be talked about. Maybe that's why they try to stay away. But yeah, if you want some attention, tweet at us. We'll give you attention. So there's that. Thanks, guys, as always. We'll be back next week. It's Royal Rumble 2001. I'm Mike Prue, along with JV. JV, you have anything else to say?
Nope.
All right, so I'll say it because JV has it on his mind still. Mike's a dumbass for thinking The Rock's not in the top 10.
Yeah.
So long.
And that's all I have to say about that.
You're the next one, and not let the kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little bit with the pain. And I'm praying, you know it's only the beginning. Stop breaking the limit inside you. Stop making some more to hide you. I'm breaking the limit inside you. Stop making some more to hide you. I'm breaking the limit inside you. Stop making some more to hide you. I'm breaking the limit inside you. Stop running away, bring it on. You're the next one, and I'm gonna kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little bit with the pain. And I'm praying, you know it's only the beginning. Stop, cause you're the next one, and I'm gonna kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little bit with the pain. And I'm praying, you know it's only the beginning. Stop breaking the minute inside you. Stop making some more to hide you. I'm breaking the limit inside you. Stop making some more to hide you. I'm breaking the limit inside you. Stop making some more to hide you. I'm breaking the limit inside you. Stop running away, bring it on. beginning.